Hello and welcome to today's July 20th stimulus check and stimulus package update. The Senate and the House of Representatives are back in to discuss the stimulus check, so I have some information to share with you today. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, subscribe right now. It's going to be a great week for updates, and I want to make sure that you're subscribed and that you hit the bell so that you're notified. Okay, as I mentioned, the House of Representatives is back in Washington as of this morning, and the Senate is back in as of this afternoon, but Senator Mitch McConnell is already meeting with President Trump to discuss his stimulus relief bill. The senator is scheduled to meet with President Trump today. Other people that will be attending that meeting will be Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin, along with Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. They plan to go over the first draft of Senator Mitch McConnell's next stimulus relief bill. There'll be a few other big people in the room, but these are the names that I know that you'll recognize. I'm sure that there will be many agreements. I'm sure that there will also be some disagreements, as the bill will likely be larger than 1,500 pages. Senate Republicans don't necessarily agree with everything that President Trump wants. He has said many times that he is pushing for stimulus checks, along with pushing for larger stimulus checks, while Senate Republicans have had some pushback. This is going to be a little bit tough going forward, because as we get closer and closer to an election, Democrats will be pushing Republicans hard, Republicans will be pushing Democrats, but there's also going to be some politics involved where each party may try to make the other look bad by going too big or too small so that the media will report. So anyway, I'll try to help you digest this and be as unbiased as I can. I just want to deliver the best stimulus news for you. Okay, after this meeting with President Trump, then top Republican senators will gather for a meeting where they will be briefed for the first time on this new stimulus relief bill. And then after that, starting tomorrow, all Republican senators will have access to the bill and be able to start reading through it. Now, you might be saying, hey, Stephen, you've said Republican a lot. Where are the Democrat senators? So I'm only mentioning this now because the Senate is controlled by the Republican Party. So they have the first option to go through everything before they disclose the relief bill to the Democratic side of the table. At that point, each party will have shown their list of demands, and there will then be committees and subcommittees that will get together to start hammering out the final bill. The final bill will likely be when both parties are happy with what each wants inside the bill, or when both parties are equally unhappy. So either way, it will feel equally happy or unhappy, depending on how you look at it. In the past few days, school systems from across the country and also restaurant groups from across the country have come out with demands saying that each of these industries needs at least $100 billion of stimulus relief to survive and to avoid mass layoffs. These industries have been hit hard with homeschooling and the inability to have in-restaurant service. The hotel industry is also likely to come out with a large demand. It seems that the domino effect continues to ripple through the economy and the country as we fight back with this current lockdown situation. Details of the new weekly unemployment amount must be worked through this week, as benefits are set to expire on July 31st. Now, as of right now, what we're hearing is that the $600 will either be continued with some kind of structured phase-out plan, or it will be a smaller amount with a longer extended time frame. I'm hoping to have more details on unemployment as we learn more this week. But now they're back in chambers, and we should have some more solid updates for you this week. Okay, Steve Mnuchin has again called on Congress last week and today to have this done by the end of the month. He wants to see this done. President Trump wants to see this done. They want something they can review and sign. Okay, now speaking of Steve Mnuchin, on Friday, he discussed the success of the PPP program while at the same time said it may need a second round of funding, especially for smaller businesses and those that have been harder hit. I'll do a little bit more research on that and get back to you as they are having committee meetings and testimony meetings about this. Okay, now if you found this video helpful to this point, will you do me a favor and give it a like so that YouTube will share it with others? And please share this on social media. I'm just so happy that they're back in chambers. That's such a big deal. Okay, now Major League Baseball is set to resume their season in about 10 days. Ballparks all across the country are doing everything they can to ensure that fans will be able to come back to stadiums safely and that they'll be able to have a baseball season. I think baseball and football may have a better chance of reopening simply because of the fact that the games are played out in the open air and not inside of a building. Harvard University economist Professor Kenneth Rogoff argues that the U.S. is still in the teeth of the coronavirus pandemic and recession and would like to see more evidence of a V-shaped recovery before even thinking about slowing down on the stimulus. So this professor from Harvard is not quite convinced that we're heading into a V-shaped recovery, although he would like to see more evidence. And if the evidence is not there, then he is asking that the stimulus continue until we do start to see that uptick in business, right? The other side of the V. He said any incumbent going to the people without a stimulus package in hand is going to have a tough election season. All right, now I'll be going live this Wednesday evening again for a night of fun, stimulus question and answers, questions about my life, about life in general, about money and business, jokes. It should be a good time. If nothing else, step away for 30 minutes to an hour from all the negative news. Last week we had a great show, and I hope that you'll be able to join us. Now, as of right now, my wife, Casey, is planning to be on the show, so you'll get to meet her. But that's this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, guys, I'll continue to update you as more information becomes available. This should be a big week for announcements and details. And one detail that I did want to share with you is that you are amazing. Hey, I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.